Hello tutors, it's Gav and welcome back to another one of my videos. This is my build vlog number 2 on my Revell 1 in 72 scale Starfighter, the G version. As you can see, I've not exactly got very far. It's just obviously really taking my time and still stuffing it up. I can't believe the amount of mistakes I've made in this this first section of the fuselage. We'll go down to the bench and I'll give you a quick run through of the things I've done so far. Most of them wrong. lots of things I would do differently on another build, but as this is my first one in 30 odd years, you know, you've got to start somewhere. So if you join me down at the bench, we'll have a look at the progress I've made so far. If I try and remember, I'll put a couple of photographs up. They're not very good, they're literally ones I've taken on the bench as I've been doing things, only a couple, just to show you the progress I've made and what I've been doing. So join me at the bench, guys, and we'll have a look at what I've done so far. Right guys, thanks for joining me down at the bench. I wouldn't say it's not so much been a struggle. As I say, first kit in 30 odd years. You know, it is literally going all the way back to basics and, you know, starting again and learning how to do things. Especially, you know, I was a kid before and I didn't really, I didn't know anything. As I say, it was all just stringy glue in those days, no filler. So I've just been watching everybody's videos in the last couple of years and decided to have a go myself. So let's have a look at the cockpit area. I stuck, as you can see badly, I've stuck a couple of tapes that have stuck down and made extra seat belts. I've not made them all ruckled up, and I know that people carve out the straps here and make, you know, nice ruckled up ones or use photo etch. As I say, I don't want to buy anything for this kit. I just really need to learn the basics. I just added those on. I just thought it would add a bit more detail to the cockpit itself. The decals, they all went down fine. I was learning to use that micro set and micro sole. Rusty Beetle, I have put the 1 and 2 on top of the lids. That all went down well. The seats stuck in well. The decals on the one side, this left hand side that you can see on the airframe, they lifted up very slightly when I came back to them. I could see it was, you know, I'd had some tea, came back, and I had to put some more of the, was it micro sole, the red one? I had to put that down on it again, and that conformed it real good. I've used obviously I've brush painted the seat and just done a few, you know, little scrapes and everything on the metal. On the real Starfighter, this whole top piece, sorry, I'm looking away from, where am I? Here we are. That's not all green, only these areas are here, but it was a bit hard because there's like a separation in the seat and it's not shown on here. I decided to go with painting it all green because I couldn't really show the demarcation properly, or I didn't think I could anyway. Painted up the joystick and put that in there. That's ended up really close to this, to the front panel. I had some real problems here. In the instructions, it was just a case of, you know, sticking this into the cockpit tub before you obviously put the tub into the main frame, and this is nowhere near. The instrument panel is absolutely nowhere near the back, as you can see. I've just stuck filler in. Now I can't scrape that down. That's ready to have a second plastic putty put over, and I'll just have to try and smooth it out the best I can with a brush. I don't think we're going to get much closer than that, really. Oh, we are. Here we go. And that's really, you know, that's kicked me in the teeth a bit, really, because I thought everything was going well. I don't know how because I've watched everybody's videos over the years, and they say dry fit. So I'm dry fitting. Everything seemed fine. I put it what I could see was the right angle, but you weren't going to know the right angle for that instrument panel until the actual whole cockpit tub was in. I would have thought it would have been better for Revell to have actually made the cockpit this panel bit here actually stick into the the main fuselage. So I can't see how I was ever going to get that smack on. Again, you guys will been doing it a while. You can obviously, that's what these vlogs are up for. Anybody wants to throw in their 10 penneth with telling me how they'd have done it or whatever, that's fine. So yes, all I'm left with now is to have to put plastic putty around there and just smooth it out best I can, paint it black. Now it tells you also to paint obviously all these areas that cover the avionics and that over in black, which I did. I hand painted that. Only to find out when I stuck the fuselage together, there's no actual pin, like little, there's no point that goes in here. This actually floats around free. So it was never going to actually come together, no matter how I dry fitted it, without there being a ridge or a gap that needed filling there and obviously there. So you can see I've gone to town with the plastic putty. It's had 2 applications. It's still a bit divotty, but again, until I'm going to put an overspray. I thought of that Mr. Surface 1000 that I've got. It's a bit thicker, and I thought obviously I'm going to have to mask off the cockpit area and obviously clean all this powder out first and have a go at just seeing if I can smooth that out slightly. And the same here, same here. You can see a very slight little divot, although when I put my nails over I can't really feel that much there. Again, there was a fairly large gap down the base of the spine, down the bottom of the aircraft. At the top, obviously, it's only got this thin piece here, which was quite good. That didn't need a lot of filling, but this area did. And it seems really, I run my nail across it and it seems, can't get back in focus, it seems quite intact. There's a slight mark there. I didn't want to do it all so I've got a great big flat section, if that makes sense. Then we come to the next disaster. On this, they show this, the other side of it, which is obviously in the fuselage, which you don't see. I took that was what needed painting, and I kept saying to myself, well, I've dry fitted that and I can't see why that would need painting, but they tell me to paint it, I'll paint it. Of course they meant underneath, and I didn't cop that until the last minute. And I've got 2 lovely great big ejector pin doobies here, which is a bit of an annoyance. I'm going to try and scrub them out as best I can. I'm not going to be able to get a sanding stick in there. I have thought of, I've got a reamer that I use for my soldiers. I was thinking if I could try and get that in there, but I think it might be a bit harsh on this. It's not a proper plastic modelling one, and I think the vibration in that might just completely shake all this loose. So the only thing I can think of getting round it is maybe putting some extra wires in there, making it, because this is obviously the front nose wheel, but I'm wondering how much will actually be covered. I mean, you've got your lugs here, I take it, for the struts for the wheels. That might well be covered, but I doubt this one's going to be, and that one's huge. So that was, as I say, you've got to learn somewhere. I think I've never been a particularly great lateral thinker, and this is really teaching me to think outside the box, as in don't just be a slave to the instructions, I mean, I didn't even turn the damn thing over properly looking. It was just like, yep, that needs to go there, that needs to glue on there, that needs to be, they're telling me I need to paint that. Well, I gather what they were trying to say was actually paint this, but in nowhere does it actually say so, and I would have probably obviously realised it was 2 blooming injector pins there. So yeah, obviously the back of the fuselage has got to go on at some stage. I'm in the process, this is the next stage here with these guys here. Put the engine nacelles on, but I wanted to get this, I'm probably doing it a bit about face really, because I keep thinking, do I stick them on so I can spray this Mr. Surfacer over everything, because I'll guarantee you I'm probably going to need to paint to maybe fill something around here. I'm a bit undecided. I just thought, well, at the moment it's easy to hold on to, it's easy to actually, you know, sand while I've not got other bits sticking out on it. So when I look up close on the video, the filler looks quite messy, but it's quite smooth when you actually feel it. So I don't know, we'll see. Really disappointed with myself with those two. If anybody's got any you know, thoughts of how do I get, I'm just worried that if I start getting a drill and trying to lightly scuff them out with a drill, you know, I'm going to end up flicking the whole, because this is, it attaches to the cockpit tub itself. It's obviously behind, there's a bulkhead obviously behind there, and they all fit behind this piece here. So I'm just worried now that if I put anything, you know, tool wise in there, it's just going to shake everything loose. The other thing I was thinking about as well, let's just get back a bit, put that down. The other thing I was thinking about as well is, and I never even gave it a thought, again it's a newbie thing, which is nose weight. I was watching somebody's video as I was building this the other night, and they were just mentioning nose weight, and I never gave it a thought. I've heard on other people's videos about it. The actual nose cone that goes on the front, I've managed to shove a bit of milliput in there, but in no way, I doubt in any way that's going to be enough, and it's too late now. So let's just go up to the actual box of the Starfighter. As you can see, it's got that huge tail piece on there. So what's the betting, guys? What's the betting that this is going to turn into a right tail sitter? I just hope not. It's a bit late now. I know I've got another section of fuselage to fit on the back, but I don't see anywhere where I could put weight in, and I don't have any particular weight. I haven't got any like epoxy type glue or anything, so I've bodged as much as I could into the nose cone, and I just don't think it's going to be enough. Not with that type of material. There's no metal in there or anything. So again, if I'd have thought about it, I could have tried and found a couple of nuts maybe or something and shoved them in there. But oh well, it's things are sent to try us, and this is my first one. So yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I was sanding away here with a big smile on my face. You know, it's just been enjoyable. It's just the fact that I knew I would make newbie mistakes. I just didn't think I'd make like those ejector pins. I mean, who doesn't notice two dirty great ejector pins in the base of the mould? You know, hey, Gav didn't. So guys, thanks a lot for taking a look at this build vlog number 2. I hope everything's going well with you, and I hope you're having your less problematical builds than I am. And we will catch each other very, very soon in another video. Cheers.